So we are standing in the Sterling Relief Drain, which is one of the largest drains in the in the entire state of Michigan, I think. It drains about 25% of the entire city of Sterling Heights. And it starts at the border of DeQuinder, which is the border between Oakland and in Macomb County. And then it runs all the way down. It's a 5.5 mile long drain. It runs down behind Freedom Hill. And we have done a lot of work in this drain in the last number of years. All of it really through grants. And so it's been a great project. And of course, in my business, I want to make sure the drains are functioning properly. So we actually opened up the drain, as we call it. We daylighted the drain. We took out some of the old metal culverts that weren't working so well. And we allowed Mother Nature to do her thing, to serve as a sponge. And so as a result of that, when we have the heavy rain events, it literally is taking out thousands of tons of nitrogen, phosphorus, sedimentation, etc., that otherwise would make its way down into the, eventually out into Lake St. Clair. So that's all to the good. But then what we really wanted to do as a spin-off of this project is create a butterfly flyway, which we have now done. So we have about a 2.5 mile long butterfly flyway. Again, I don't know if there's anything else like this in the state of Michigan, and we have had great partnership with the city of Sterling Heights and our Macomb County Board of Commissioners on this project. And I'm going to ask the mayor of Sterling Heights, Mike Taylor, to talk in just a minute, and then Joe Romano, who is the county commissioner that represents this area and sits on what we call the drain board, the Sterling Relief Drain Board, who's been very instrumental in voting for all of these different things that we've done here. But first I want Danielle, who is one of our environmental specialists, to tell us what we are actually looking at behind us here, because we have literally planted over 40 different types of native plant life species, all with an eye toward creating a habitat for our pollinator friends. And of course, we've also done thousands of shrubs and willow trees and all kinds of other plantings here. It's what we call green infrastructure. Pretty descriptive, right? Green infrastructure. So Danielle is going to tell you all the different kind of plants that we have here.
Thanks, Candice. Yes, in our green stormwater infrastructure here, we have some swamp milkweed, which the monarchs like a lot. We have some tall coreopsis, and there was a butterfly on it just that minute.
Come back.
We have some
to the mic.
compass plant. We have some bee balm, monarda, all kinds of butterflies like this, especially the admirals.
There's a lot of bees back here.
There are a lot of bees back here, but those are the pollinators, and that's what helps your garden grow. And then we also have some ironweed and some rudbeckia, which is black-eyed Susan. So a couple weeks ago was the height of the summer blooming season, and then in a couple weeks it'll be the height of the fall, and that'll also have New England asters as well as all the goldenrod that you're just starting to see. And at one point I was out here and I counted 15 different species of butterfly.
Wow, it's fantastic. So it's a great news story. But the reason we really wanted to come out here with the mayor is because the mayor has signed something called the Mayor's Monarch Pledge, I believe, and I'm going to ask Mayor Taylor to tell us a little bit about what that pledge means, and particularly to the city of Sterling Heights, which has been a national leader, not just statewide, but a national leader on trying to educate their public on how important it is for us to save the butterflies.
Well, thank you very much, Candice, and nothing but great words to say about the work you've done as our Public Works Commissioner for the county, and really your partnership with Sterling Heights has been incredible. Love this project. What I really like about this project is we in Sterling Heights, we try to look for what infrastructure and what land we already own. What are we already doing, and how do we make it better? How do we do something creative to make it a better, improve the quality of life for the residents that we serve? And that's what this is. So you talked about the functionality of the drain, opening it up and making it a better drain, because we're having bigger and bigger rain events. They seem to be happening more frequently. So certainly we need that functionality, but then to create this space where the pollinators can come. It's a beautiful, wild, native area. It's just phenomenal what you've done here. And so about 2 years ago, I was contacted and asked, would you sign the Mayor's Monarch Pledge? And I said, well, what the heck is the Mayor's Monarch Pledge, and why are mayors taking time out of their busy days to talk about monarch butterflies. And the more I learned about the monarch butterfly, and the more I learned about how important it is to the natural balance of the ecosystem, how much we rely on these pollinators for all the food that we eat. We take that for granted a lot of times. And so I've been encouraging residents, encouraging my colleagues in other cities to take the Mayor's Monarch Pledge. Do what you can to create areas within public property where you can put fly zones like we have here. Just all you need to do is look up what kind of plants you need to plant. You can do it right in public spaces. Over at our senior center, we've got a pollinator garden with, we actually have a monarch butterfly statue that we put there that a local artist created out of pieces of metal, scrap metal from a local manufacturing company. So educating the public, go read about these monarch butterflies. They go from up here in the state of Michigan, and they fly all the way down to Mexico, and they fly back, and it's just an incredible story, and incredible how these really small, delicate animals are so important to our wildlife. So I want to thank you, Commissioner Miller, for your work here. We certainly enjoy partnering with you. You've been doing a phenomenal job, and I know our residents certainly appreciate it. And this drain here is just about not even a half a mile from Joe Romano's house, and I'm not going to say that there's a lot of waste that needs to be carried away from Joe Romano's house, but you're in a good location here, Joe, and we're happy to have you at as our county commissioner, and all the great work that you do for the city of Sterling Heights.
Now, we're on a low budget video here, so we all have to share the microphone, so I'll pass it over to Joe.
So first of all, I want to thank Commissioner Miller, and I want to thank the mayor, because I've been in this neighborhood probably literally 3 blocks away for the last 50 years. And I'll go back to the time when we had a heavy rainfall like we had the last couple of weeks. And at that time, we had to close 16 Mile Road at Shaner because it flooded 16 Mile Road. I can remember coming here when we had heavy rainfalls back in the day, parking the car and looking and see kids with canoes paddling up and down the drain here because the water was right to the very top. Concerned residents who lived on both sides of the drain were very concerned because now they thought, uh-oh, what's going to happen? Thanks again to Commissioner Miller and her thoughts and what she has planted here. The plants that she does have here now absorbs probably, I'm going to say 60 to 65% of that water. So it eliminates that flooding situation. And just like the last time we had this heavy rain, and again I made the motion to come down here to look, and all I could see was probably maybe a foot or two of actual water itself. The rest of it was all absorbed by these plants. And people say, what's the big deal about butterflies? Well, number one, they're nice to see. The plants help them, and I think they're pretty in the area. But honestly, if it was through the efforts of, again, Commissioner Miller and our illustrious mayor here, this would never taken place. So I want to thank them personally, and I'm sure the residents who live in this area in all of Sterling Heights would like to thank them also.
Well, thanks so much. We appreciate all of you joining us here today. And we are very excited about this project, and we've got a great team on staff here at our Public Works office, and some environmental specialists and our environmental engineer. And we work very closely with our partners, in this case, obviously, the city of Sterling Heights, where they also have a great team, all committed to the same things. And of course, at the county level as well. So it always takes a team, right? Everyone's got to do their part. And I think the beneficiaries of all of this, it's not just the monarch butterflies, but obviously it's our citizens, as the mayor has said so well. It's about quality of life. Obviously, water quality, and that equals quality of life. Thanks for joining us.